Good day. This is another progress video update for my YouTube channel. And basically, I'm going to talk about what I've been up to since October 16th. Today is the 27th of October. Anyhow, I recently finished my dopamine detox, which lasted a week from last Monday to this Monday. And the rest of the week was primarily spent on agency stuff. More specifically, I came to the conclusion that a good name for the agency would be Bar None Automation, as you can see on the screen currently. This is my Drive and Google account that I used Google Workspace for to have the domain that I bought at the end of it. So timas.gajunas at barnoneautomation.com. And overall, I decided on the niche of business consultants because I know they're pretty high ticket. They got costs, they're not worried to spend on me, and they have tons of clients. Not tons, but plenty of clients, and usually have some bottlenecks here and there that need fixing. So my core positioning concept that I came up with was I help consultants eliminate operational bottlenecks, automate the fix, and visualize growth, acting as your behind the scenes systems partner. And from that, I want to go into my service ladder, which I'll be offering. So I'll start with a bottleneck audit, which is in the discovery stage of my funnel. It'll probably be 30 minutes, just talk to the client, the potential client, and ask as many questions as possible in order to come up with a potential bottleneck that they're facing. And then hopefully from there, offer them a service or my specific service, which as of now is still pretty general automation. But I do want to narrow it down quite a bit and I need to have a service that has clear ROI, or else why would they be inclined to spend on me? I don't want a convenience offer. I don't want something they can do, but just rather allocate the time or spend the time elsewhere. I don't want to be a freelancer. I want to be a partner, basically. And so, as long as it's got a clear-cut ROI, whether that be significant time saves or higher conversion rates and retention rates from the new systems that I incorporate, I want the service to have a clear-cut ROI. And so that's where we'll go into phase two, which is the actual service implementation, which is where I'll build the automation. There'll be clear-cut deliverables for this stage, just making sure that everything is clear what I'm doing for them, in order to avoid scope creep, which I learned about recently in the domain knowledge stage. Talking about domain knowledge, I also learned tons of things like ideal client profile or ROI or service ladder, a bunch of terms that I know will be handy in talking to said consultants. I'm not sure exactly what the service is yet. I've said that. And from then on, I want to hopefully bring them on with a retainer, uh, monthly cost that makes me act more like a partner, almost as if saying, if you win, I win. So it gives them the trustworthiness that is necessary to have a partnership and for both of us to experience growth at the same time. That is about the client or the service ladder, that is. And as for what I've been reading recently, I've paused on 11/22/63. Right now I'm like fictioning it. I don't need it right now. So I'm pushing heavy on the other book I mentioned last week or 2 weeks ago, which is The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy. I'm about 70 pages in. I do want to finish this book by the end of this week. I think that'll be really useful. Some of the stuff I've already applied, some of the concepts, some of the intrinsic motivators that cause people to buy. And on top of that, I've also started using Notion as a good dashboard, a good hub for all the information that I want to keep, everything organized, that connected to my drive. And soon I do want to start doing the actual automations themselves, at least testing something, creating something to see that I can do it or learn the skill of it, because I'd rather have some background knowledge before signing a client and then kind of scrambling around. I still have school stuff to do. And then I also created something called a toolbox, which is simply a document that I put software or subscriptions that I may need or that I think are necessary in the service that I'm trying to offer to my clients, maybe for communication, for organization, whatever it may be. So I have a section for free tools, which right now is only Make, Notion, and ChatGPT. I'm currently using the University EDU edition. So that gives me ChatGPT 5.0, which is pretty nice. But I'm not opposed to upgrading at some point if necessary, because I do know it's a very valuable tool. As for paid tools right now, all I've got is Workspace, Google Workspace, and the URL itself, the GoDaddy domain. And I do plan on maybe adding Zoom. It depends because I know that Google Meet's already in bar none on or in Google Workspace, but I feel like Zoom is more standardized, more popular, more recommended by others. So we'll see how that goes. So that's my toolbox for now. Those are going to be my tools as of now. And the second part I want to talk about is what I plan to do by next progress video. So starting tomorrow, I will be doing a 25-day monk mode, which includes most of the stuff as last time, early sleep, good eating, gym often. I'll specify more clearly how often and what it means to eat good or what is a good sleep schedule. But that's the gist of that. And it's only going to be 25 days, unlike the original 40 I planned, because soon Thanksgiving break's coming up, and I will be going home for that. So sure that some of those things may have to be adjusted. So might as well just end it there on good, and then after the break, maybe another monk mode, 40 days, shorter, longer, something like that. I'm still focusing heavily on investments. I still have a bit of cash that I want to deposit into some form of investment. I've been looking into things, but market's been up and down. I'm not sure yet, but that's something I am focusing some of my energy on. Keep meditating in the morning. That's simply just for mental health. I like doing it. It clears the mind in the morning, so I find that pretty helpful. And then just continue reading, finish reading, continue journaling, and that's about it. As for agency stuff, I do want to finalize my specific service, whatever that may be in automation, whether it's funnels or follow-up emails or organization, something like that. And then continue with the domain knowledge. Speaking of domain knowledge, that is rather large bit of time that I've put into it, and it should be right here. These are all the previous niches I was looking at if you want to stop and take a look. And then this is where the domain knowledge is at. I'm on, I did the first section of the buzz phrases, but I do have a few more to go. And it is pretty helpful. I found myself already applying the things that I'm saying or that I'm learning. So I want to keep doing that. And then potentially by next progress video, I might start outreach. Who knows? That's a bit far in the future, but so be it. We'll try. And then right now, the thing I've been working on today as well was just logo creation, come up with something simple, almost a little techy. No words on it, preferably, but we'll see. I'll probably draw something up, maybe have a friend help me with it. But yeah, that's about it. Until next time, ciao.